Frank.
Nah, I got nothing. I'm usually pretty good with that.
Marty?
Yes, Brendan?
Can either of you tell me what that was and why I did it?
No.
I can never answer that question.
Never answer that question?
No, that's
it was my a cappella rendition of the theme song from the 90s Australian television police drama Blue Heelers.
Very good.
Wow.
I've been sitting on that one for a while. I was...
And it hit so well.
This episode of the Hammer Bomb Project is called That's Great, Babe.
I was waiting for an episode where Chilli dresses up like a police officer, but she is actually a red healer. So that it's there and only there where my genius analogy falls down.
Okay.
But we are here today, as we often come together with Frank and Martin and me, Brendan, because this is the Hammer Barn Project, and we talk about the television show Bluey. And this episode, like the last one, is extra special because often one of us is not like the other and is in Sydney, but we're in Adelaide.
We are.
And where are you, Martin?
I'm here.
You're here.
He's here.
He's here. Hey.
I'm still tied to the chair, everyone. Please send the actual police.
We loosened the ropes. Come on.
This episode of Bluey is called The Sleepover.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
Aren't all sleepovers a good time?
Yes, I'm going to say.
Wow, Brendan just went through all the sleepovers he's ever had.
I catalogued them all.
Yeah.
And there was one that wasn't great, but I wasn't there for that one.
How could you recall something you weren't there for?
I got told about it. They said it was really good, but that's why it wasn't good for me because everyone else had a good time and I didn't.
This episode of Brendan is called Missing Out.
Wow, that is poignant. But let's exit my brain and go into Marty's. Let's bark down the episode, Marty. Where are the bare bones?
So this is a pretty clear allusion to going out for a night on the town with a friend who's had too many pre-drinks. That's pretty much what this story is. So it's an equivalent of The Hangover or some such other sorts of films with the various non sequiturs and so on. No, this is really an episode in which Bluey and Bingo are promised that they'll get to stay up a little bit later when Muffin comes over for a sleepover, but Muffin's super tired. So the girls want to try and stay up. Muffin's just like going mental. And as usual, hilarity ensues as we follow Muffin through various misadventures.
Yeah.
See, this is an episode that people tend to point to why Muffin's a brat, and I just sit there and go, nah, she's spun gold in this episode. Literally every line that she has is just amazing, to the point where I've seen memes, coconuts have water in them.
That's my favorite bit, I think, where it just kind of just goes silent. Like Muffin almost has a Bingo moment there.
Yes.
But it's a different kind of isolation.
It's a Muffin moment.
It's a Muffin moment. We're just holding, what did she pick with toy? It's the bear she picks up. Just like it just seems so important to Muffin at that moment to communicate that coconuts have water in them to this bear.
In this sort of vibrate-y and this like faded background sort of way. So it is really this, as you say, separate space, beer goggly type,
And you get other lines like, I am a llama wearing pajamas or something to that effect. There's, you stop, doors, stop.
And then when she pops it on Stripe's tail, she's like, Daddy, stop.
Daddy, stop.
And speaking of Stripe, he kind of
cuts and runs.
I feel like he could have communicated to Chilli before dropping Muffin off that Muffin didn't have a nap today. Like that feels like something, I don't know. if it were for a sleepover, maybe, I don't know, you guys are the dads, maybe you can, but that feels like the kind of, if I were Chilli, I would have wanted that information in advance.
Nah, I'm all for the giant handball. Like, see you later. Enjoy that. We're gonna go.
You can tell he's already made the decision when he's walking in because he's got the shifty eyes.
He's like,
this isn't gonna go well.
Yeah, no, and then he just cuts and runs.
And it's another
See you
moment.
later, bye.
It's another moment. No magazine, because we've already talked about this episode. But it's another moment like library. It's another moment like library where Chilli was like looking at Stripe like, you are a lot like your brother. And I'm allowed to tell your brother off. I'm allowed to take him to task, but it's not as easy for me to do that with you.
Yeah, she's got the eyes again, doesn't she?
Yeah.
As you can hear the
Big
car
time.
screeching off in the background.
And Stripe's like, I'm out.
I have the question of like, why do kids get more insane and energetic when they're tired? Do they have they've got this separate reserve, this separate tank that they get to that's just filled with crazy juice. And you just like use up the regular juice and then it's the crazy juice.
As an adult, what's the longest you've stayed awake?
Oh.
Because
I love sleep.
Yeah.
So-
Well, when I was like just, I guess, fresh out of high school, so adult? Just?
Question mark?
Question mark? I mean, I would have been 18, I suppose. But for some stupid reason, just stayed up all night and whatnot, and one night and then into the next day. And then, like, I don't know why I did these things, but it was friends were like, oh, yeah, let's stay up. And you do around about the 25, 30 hour mark, you do go a little bit crazy. Yeah. So there is an overtired thing, which I guess just happens for kids a lot quicker. Yeah.
But as adults, we tend to be able to blame that on the drinks we have consumed that lead to the staying up late. In fact, I have a distinct memory of you and I doing that exact thing, playing Nintendo GameCube to the wee hours.
Yeah.
And I looked at you at one point when our source of power had run out, and I went, I need to go to work in half an hour now.
And I'm like, no, you don't. What's the time? Oh, my goodness.
That was a long day.
What did I do? Just go to bed?
Yeah, pretty much. You woke up when I got home from work.
What a great friend.
Bye, Frank. I'm just imagining you like wearing
Have
Frank's
a nice
dressing
day at
ground.
work. Yeah. Oh, dear.
We talked about the claw a few episodes ago, and I feel like it's got the claw music again in it, hasn't
Yes,
it?
it does.
It
It does.
Which is a fantastic little thing for this.
Pachelbel's
one.
Canon?
Yeah, it's Pachelbel's Canon. But like, sped up and made plonky. But it just fits in so nicely with it.
I love how excited the girls are, sort of skipping ahead towards the resolution of the episode, but how excited the girls are when they realize they have stayed up late. It's 8 o'clock.
Man.
We stayed up late.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's go to bed, and they're happy with that. Like, whereas often you would see that sort of thing represented by kids go, no, like another half an hour, like let's push it longer. But they're like, we stayed up till 8. That's what we set out to do. Yes, there was all this crazy stuff with Muffin in between, but we stayed up past 8 o'clock. High five.
I love this is another instance where I see just Chilli's excellent use of language and sort of legal bargaining with the kids. I think it's in Claw as well. There's like, you get to have something or other, like ice cream after dinner. Yeah. And in this one, it's you get to stay up a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not quantified to an extent. So I'm not promising anything specifically.
Yeah.
So
it's limited, but not by like an actual discrete amount. Which sort of still enables Chilli to kind of change it later.
Yeah, that's it. It's like excellent parent language. Don't back yourself into a corner. Pro. Just like give yourself some outs around these sorts of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because even when she does try to quantify it, you can play one game.
Bluey
straight away goes, let's make it a really long game. It's like, oh, curse you kids.
This is not Bluey's first rodeo. But I gotta say, bingo.
Oh, she's the star of the episode, let's be honest.
In that tartan hat with the little fake mustache. That's great, babe. Bingo's babe voice. That might be.
It's her dad voice.
Yeah.
Really.
That is so good. That's great, babe.
Oh, no, babe.
Oh, no, babe. Yeah, that's great, babe. That voice, I can't even do it. It's just so good.
And just
how does
the way that
voice
she
actor
just
do it?
stays in character pretty much the entire time.
Oh, no, babe.
Oh no, babe. No, I think my favorite is that's great, babe.
That's great,
And that's the gift.
That's the
Man,
thumbs
if
up.
I had $1 for every time I used that gift, that's great, babe. It's a great gift too. You know, some of these gifts, they're just like obviously just slapped on, which is word art over the top. But this one's like stylized and it comes up and it's like, that's
orange.
great, babe. Man, so good.
And we finally get to see Chilli in her day job get up. As you mentioned, because she is airport security as her day job, and she
now is that her work uniform? Is it?
That's if she's airport security.
Oh, okay.
would you not?
I see. Here I was just thinking. This is the whole reason for my amazing intro that I did.
Yeah.
Here I was thinking it was just a costume. It was like a police costume. But I haven't had a close look. You thought it might be actual.
Well, I figured it's very similar with the hat and a badge. Like that's really all it is. As far as I say uniform.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. I didn't go there, but I can see it. I'll run with it. But except for the fact that there is an incredible amount of set dressing for this one game.
Yes.
So
yes.
like it's
very
pretty-
quickly said. The chip shop.
There's a chip
There's a
shop.
chip shop with a banner.
Yeah, with
a
And they brought the sauce outside with the chips. But yeah, I think this is one of
That's sauce bottle. Sorry to cut you off, but it's getting some mileage in this show. That little, I think it's based on like a Heinz the squeezable sauce bottle.
Yeah.
And man, it's a regular player.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go.
No, it's okay. I think this is one of the few episodes where it kind of rolls on the fact that somehow these things just happen because they decide they're going to go to the chip shop and somehow there's already a chip shop made off. And it's kind of like, have they played this game before in which they go to the chip shop? But the other one that really gets me is the Chilli in the police uniform because Bandit says, "Stop police." And it's only about 4 frames before Chilli's in the scene wearing her police outfit.
Yeah.
She's ready to go.
Yeah. It was like, how did she know?
It's like they've just got a sixth sense for this thing because Bandit's just like not in the scene and then just goes, they're going to need the chip shop now. and then he's in the
Here's
scene.
the banner I
and then
prepared earlier.
Chilli's not in the scene and then she's like, soon they'll need the police.
I think the best one though, the absolute demise, the fountain pool, because this is where it really takes that feeling of it's a movie about a crazy night out. Because like you end up in the paddy wagon. The cut to paddy wagon is fantastic. And the lights going.
And if your friend wants chippies, they have to pay for chippies.
Sorry, police lady. Yeah, and they're just driving off in the police car and smashing the car into a fountain.
Man.
It feels like the end of a movie.
Night.
Yeah.
But never missing an opportunity for a really sweet lesson. Chilli has the conversation with Bluey, and then the crash enables the game to continue if they want to, which Bingo picks up on. I'm like, this means we can keep going.
Yeah.
And Bluey's just like, oh, but Mum's right, you know.
Bluey reads the room.
And that moment that she has with because she gets the idea of, no, we can use this to do the right thing. And she runs off and shares that moment with Chilli because Chilli's not quite sure that
she's
and just
Bluey's
that wink because they're running off and Blue and Chilli's like, Bluey, and she looks back and gives the wink and just that mother-daughter moment straight away, that's all Chilli needed to know that Bluey was had it under control and was doing the right thing, and she understood and played along straight away. Just when these characters display how well they know each other, how does it get me so?
I also like that sequence at the start where we're starting to unpack the idea of Muffin really needs to go to sleep when she's on the floor, like bicycle bicycle kicking away, just like running, but facing, and they're talking about her as if she's not there, which is hilarious.
Yes, she's on
the floor, just going
kick, and it's like a
wind-up toy that's fallen over.
And Chilli picks her up and resets her,
and there is that moment while she gets traction There's just like a little moment where she's just like running in the spot before she moves like that. It's just like a really nice.
Yeah, you got to obey the laws of physics.
Yeah, that's
animation.
You got to the button that I was trying to get to. It's just like that moment of trying to get the traction on the floor, because there's that really nice moment of animation that I noticed, and also just the tone, the color tone and setting to this one. It's just this really lovely sunset, like out the front when Stripe is running away. There's some really lovely purpley sunset shots, and there's the lamps in the background, and the whole sequence around the police car and the lights bouncing, the police car lights bouncing off things. So there's just, it does feel like evening, and it's really nice. So once again, like absolutely beautiful production values that really help to sell the story.
And I think it's nice at the end of the episode where you get that little glimpse. If this is your first time you've encountered Muffin, you would be forgiven for thinking she's a brat. But at the end, it's the next day, she's woken up.
Yeah.
Bluey, why is there a flamingo in my bed?
Yeah.
It's like a traffic cone, or like, you're woken up with
it's a long story. I will say, I do think that Muffin has bratty tendencies.
I mean, we've covered library, which is probably the primary example of that.
And which is what I love, and we spoke about it. We touched on it in the library episode where she's a real person, and you're going to encounter people who have those attributes to their character, and it doesn't make them any less worthy of their family's love, and it actually doesn't make her any less worthy of my love as a viewer. She's just real. I love brats. There's brats in my life. I will not name names.
Mainly because you can't remember them?
There's lots of them.
Yeah, exactly.
There's lots of names to remember. No. I will say none of them are related to me.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, I know. I'll just throw other people's
everyone
children
who's
under the bus.
not related to you under the bus. Yeah, good one.
What a guy.
We were talking before about the set dressing for the different games. I think my other favorite bit is the pan shot over from the other table of diners, which includes like a dolphin and another couple of bears. And it opens with that shot, and then it pans over to Bluey and Bingo and Muffin sitting at the other table,
like a movie restaurant scene.
That's it.
That's how it would play out in like a Spielberg film.
And even did you notice what? So Chilli, what's it called? The sort of stand that the maitre d' stands at.
Oh
sort of lectern thing.
Yeah, it was like a trunk on its side.
Yeah,
like
it's a suitcase with the Italy stickers on it. It's got like a pizza sticker and like an Italian flag. Yeah. And then there's, the reservation book, which you get to see the other side of. Did you guys see what it was?
No.
It was a pizza. It had a pizza sticker on it, I thought.
It's a recipe book. It's like an Italian food recipe book. So, and I like the lineup with the thing. It's got the wiffle ball things. But anyway, it's just like another very thoughtful, both from Chilli apparently, or Chilli and Bandit, and also the designers of the show for what are all the things that we could use in the house to set up this game to
make it look legit.
What's Muffin's character name? Is it Sheila?
Sheila or Boo Boo Babu.
I love how quickly Chilli repeats it perfectly.
Boo Boo Babu needs to go to bed.
But what is it she says when they sit down and Muffin grabs the plate and turns it into a steering wheel?
She's like, next stop, the museum. Sheila, this isn't a bus.
Yeah.
I mean, best in show. I'm struggling to split between obviously Muffin, but also Bingo. And her great babe.
Contest. No contest. She Bingo as the man with the hat and the mustache might be my best in show. Like it might be my best in show.
Yeah, right.
Could be. Spoilers, that will change. But right now, in this moment, in this room, with these gentlemen, does go babe. Numero uno.
I think my favorite's got to be Bandit being an octopus. I'd quite happily watch a show which was Bandit being an octopus having adventures.
Well,
but anyway.
I have it on good authority that the octopus makes a bit of a return in season 3. I'm not going to say where. but it's pretty funny.
I've seen it.
Yeah. It's pretty
great.
That's Australians living in the future. America's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. By the time this comes out, will America have access to the
Who
third season?
knows? There's been no announcement at this
point. Well, what do? Do I go, I have friends in America now who I want to see it? Or do I go, I just don't know. They both have their pros.
From the sounds of it, you're quite experienced at throwing people under the bus. So this shouldn't be that hard a choice for you to make.
This isn't a bus. Look, I'm just going to say it. Blue Heelers was a great show. It's on 7+ now, and I mean, I never watch a commercial TV. I am baffled that with streaming services now, anybody still watches commercial TV. Does everybody? Like, I don't understand.
People say, "Have you seen that ad?" I was like, "What's an ad? What are you talking about?"
I don't. Hey, if it's your thing, you do it. I loved it when it was my thing, but if I can just watch Breaking Bad whenever I want. Why am I watching ads?
You have the option
madness.
to avoid them.
But that being said, did just so happen to put on 7+ the other day, and I think they've got all of Blue Heelers on there. And I got to tell you, I mean, I wouldn't want to live in Mount Thomas.
There's crime rate's ridiculous, right?
There's some heinous crime there every single week. But that for its time, and it holds up. I think it's a good show.
Maggie Doyle or Chilli Healer.
Don't you dare do this to me. Don't do that to me. Maybe they're the same person. Ooh. Yeah, when Chilli puts on the uniform, she could be Maggie Doyle.
Maggie Doyle is one of the more famous Australian police officers you will ever see. She was kind of the darling of our screens for many a year there. Probably replaced by Chilli in recent years. It would be fair to say.
Sorry, Lisa McCune.
Yeah.
Beautiful lady.
Which one?
Both.
Good answer.
But yeah, I might head off and get an episode of Blue Heelers in, or Red Heelers. They should make that show.
I'd watch that.
With Melanie Zanetti and Lisa McCune. Look for it now on commercial TV. Martin, yes, bro. You're so here.
It's so
I am
good.
so totally here.
Will you be here again? Do we think?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, look, maybe Martin will be here next time.
How tight did you do those ropes again?
Oh, look, they're getting looser as I'm watching him. He's a wriggler.
He won't sit still.
I'm working hard, guys. But please, still send the please.
Please. 4 seconds. That was a good response time. You don't get that in Sydney. Anyway, New South Wales Police Department disparaging aside, I'm sure you're lovely people and we appreciate all you do for our Sydney colleagues. Catch me and Frank and hopefully Marty. I mean, whether you're here or here digitally, you'll be here next time. Aisle 300.
Left of the fake grass.
If you hit a flamingo, just go to bed.
Just go to bed.
Yeah, do it.
Created and produced by Frank, Brendan and Marty. You can follow the Hammerbarn Project on facebook.com/HammerbarnProj, at HammerbarnProj on Twitter, or Hammerbarn_project on Instagram. Theme featuring Nibblings, Kaylee, Jade, Ashley and Reese, and PA announcements by brother-in-law, me, Josh. Thanks for listening, and remember to get down to Hammerbarn for cheap shovels.
Coconuts have water in them.
That's great, babe.